This is Dr. Mike Muir, educator extraordinaire. He posed a great question in the early 2000s. What engages underachieving students in learning? He polled some of his students that he believed fell into the category of underachieving and used their answers to answer his own question. From this came the MEL, or Meaningful Engaged Learning, framework, which uses teaching technologies that match what educators know about how students learn. MEL is broken down into 4 categories which can be remembered by using the acronym MEME, or M-E-M-E. This stands for motivation, environment, meaning, and experience, all of which can be broken down into smaller segments. Meaning can be broken down into 2 major components: connection, or relating classroom happenings to student lives, and context, or showing students the real-world application of their learning. Knowledge isn't simply stored obscurely in the corners of the human mind. Memory works, and works hard, to make meaning of what is learned and experienced, as well as associations between knowledge. Because of this, teachers need to look for ways to relate what's happening in the classroom to students' lives, or showing them how the knowledge or skills they will require as a result of the learning will be useful in the real world. By providing the real-world context for learning, teachers can help students learn material better by making those connections to deepen the student understanding. In order to make these connections for students, a teacher will need to use a wide range of strategies. This is greatly important as, to quote Dr. Mike Muir, seeing connections and believing that context is useful is important to these students.
Okay, so today we're going to learn about the Battle of Bunker Hill, which happened during the American Revolution.
Oh, that's what we're learning about right now. That's our unit.
Exactly. So, but instead of taking out your textbooks, we're going to go on a little field trip.
Where are we going?
We're going to Bunker Hill. It's only a few feet away, and I think standing on the very spot that William Prescott stood and said, "Don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes," can really bring it home for you guys. And I think it would really make it more real and just much more knowledgeable for you guys. So,
Field trip!
Yes, pack your bags, let's go. Alright students, today we are going to learn about the Battle of Bunker Hill. So if you guys can get out your textbooks.
Bunker Hill? What does that have to do with?
We haven't learned anything about it yet, okay? So relax, get out your textbooks, and you'll learn what you need to know out of your book, like we do every class.
Why do I even need to know this stuff?
Because you do, and because standardized testing told me I need to teach you it.
I hate it here.
Start to enjoy it.
Experience has 2 main parts that go along with it. The 2 main parts are hands-on and learning styles. The experience in a classroom that students want to have the most is one where they do activities and do more of a hands-on learning approach. The students also like it when they can do experiential learning and get involved with what they are doing. The second main idea is learning styles. Students have multiple intelligences, and the students learn differently depending on what their strengths of intelligences are. Differentiated instruction is another way to make the experience for students successful. This is when you do something in a different way so that all students can understand what is being taught. When students can understand, they have a better experience in the classroom.
In your class, use the MEL model for experience to meet students' learning styles. If a student needs an activity or visual to understand, make sure this is included in your lesson plan. When you teach one way and never change, many students will not learn. Learning is about the student. The lesson should be geared towards them and their needs. The MEL model says that you should have a class where different learning styles are met. For a student to have the best experience in your classroom, the students need their learning style to be met. If the teacher only lectures to students, students who need visuals or hands-on activities will struggle in your class.
Motivation is comprised of three main aspects: student interests and the involvement of them, autonomy, or student input and their involvement in learning, and avoidance of rewards. Motivation doesn't deal with why teachers want students to learn, but why students want to learn for themselves. This can be broken down into two kinds of motivation: intrinsic or internal motivation, and extrinsic or external motivation. Intrinsic motivation can be invoked by relating learning to goals or interests of the students, or by finding ways to make learning interesting. Conveniently, most students share the same basic adolescent interests, such as movies, music, or sports, that can be tied into lessons. Extrinsic motivation is a bit of a double-edged sword, as it can either enhance learning or shut it down entirely. This is due to the fact that having a focus on punishment and reward can be extremely counterproductive to learning, as well as set a negative tone for the classroom. So don't do it.
A good type of motivation, when using the MEL model, is to tie it to the student's interests. This can be sports, music, movies, or whatever else students in your class are into these days. When the question is related to what students have interest in, they will be more motivated to learn. When using motivation in the MEL model, you should not use rewards to get students involved in class. Students will focus more on the rewards than what the actual knowledge they should be gaining. Timmy only answers the question because he is going to get candy. This is not the way you should get students to answer questions or become active in your class.
Environment has two main ideas. These main ideas are student-to-teacher relationships and helping students succeed. The student-teacher relationship should make the environment feel physically and emotionally safe. The relationship should also build a positive attitude in the room while still having fun. It is okay for there to be humor involved, but everyone should feel like they belong and they are respected. The second main idea is helping students succeed. To do this, you can have a classroom with high expectation where you encourage students to have confidence in their abilities as learners.
Students, today we're going to learn about the American Revolution. Do we all have our textbooks?
I have my textbook.
All right, excellent. I see you brought your coffee today. That's
Yeah.
fine. I understand. Stimulates you. That's good. We love it.
Ready to roll.
Drinks are good in my class. Anything that makes you guys happy. Okay, today we're learning about the American Revolution.
That started in 1765, right?
Yeah, it did. Well done, Lacey. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Good job. So yeah, we've got the American Revolution. And do you happen to know when it ended?
1783.
Wow. Nice job. Good job, man. That's awesome. So today we're learning about the American Revolution. It is between the British, the Americans,
And the Germans, right?
well, no, not quite the Germans, but the French. Close.
Oh, never
Yeah.
gonna remember.
Okay, it's pretty easy to remember. French, American, British. FAB. You know.
Oh
the
my
acronym
God.
FAB. Yeah.
It spells the acronym FAB,
Yeah.
French,
so-
American, and British,
Yeah.
and the American Revolution.
Absolutely. Easy way to remember. So today, class, we're learning about the American Revolution. Get out your textbooks, excuse me. If you didn't bring it, that's a 0 for the day on class participation.
What?
No, I'm sorry, you didn't bring it. So today we're learning about the American Revolution. That's A, M, E, R.
I could spell American.
Okay, I doubt that. You're a freshman in high school. Come on, be real. C, A, N. That's American.
Why do I even need to know this?
Because it's the American Revolution, okay? It's what gave us the U.S. Do I need to finish spelling revolution, or can you do that? Can you spell revolution?
I can spell revolution.
Wow, well, I'm surprised. Okay, it started in 1765. That's 1, 7, 6, 5. That's July 4th. The Declaration of Independence was written. Are you paying attention? Excuse me. What are you doing? First, you don't have your book, and second, you're not paying attention.
I just want to let you know that you're a great big poop head.
That's inappropriate. You need to leave the classroom.